This is Jarad Brown with New American Funding in Savannah, Georgia.
What special mortgage programs does New American Funding currently offer for teachers, military members, first responders, police, doctors, firefighters, and healthcare professionals?
New American Funding has a myriad of loan products available to clients, especially our heroes, right? Our teachers, our doctors, our military, first responders. Some of the biggest ones that we utilize on a regular basis, and some of my favorite ones, Georgia Peach Select is a great program. It's Georgia Dream's VA loan program that allows for a lower interest rate than typical VA interest rates. There's no down payment assistance involved, but currently the interest rate on a VA Peach Select is 4.875, which is an amazing rate. And it really helps our service members get into a home and, more importantly, be able to afford the payments on that home. We also have doctor programs that are, specific to, our healthcare professionals that allow them to get into the home, even as early as when they're in their residency, using a doctor program, having less down payment, less mortgage insurance. And so there's definitely healthcare professional opportunities out there. And there's even loans for first responders, right? First responders that need down payment assistance, that need, help getting into the home, overcoming that asset hurdle on the front end. There's programs set up for them as well.
Are these in-house NAF programs, state programs, or a combination of both?
Yeah, it's going to be a combination of both, depending on our clientele and what kind of assistance we can give them. There are state programs like Georgia Dream, and then we have NAF in-house programs like Pathways that can offer down payment assistance through grants sometimes, or through a second loan to help them with down payment assistance. And these programs can be stacked one on top of another. You can get a Georgia Dream loan and also still have Pathways assistance if you're buying in the right area or moving from the right area, right? There's a lot of different ways we can look at and a lot of programs available. Each client's going to qualify based off their own unique circumstances for any one of those or multiple in some cases.
Who typically qualifies for these hero or community service programs?
Right, so we want to look out for our military, obviously, being between Fort Stewart and Hunter, right? We have a lot of heroes around here, but they don't all wear Army fatigue, right? And so we also want to look out for our teachers, our first responders. Being a former firefighter myself, obviously very close to the firefighter community here in Savannah, and of course our police officers as well. And so we really want to help out the entire community of heroes that we have here in Savannah.
For veterans and active duty military, what are the key benefits of a VA loan, and what makes it different from conventional financing?
Yeah, so VA loan, I typically, it makes up about 60% of what I do. It is by far and away the best loan program out there, right? You have to sacrifice a lot to be eligible for it, so they give you a lot in it. Biggest thing is 100% financing, right? So no need for upfront capital as far as the down payment is concerned on the home. They also come with traditionally lower interest rates than a conventional loan and no mortgage insurance, right? The VA is guaranteeing the loan, so there's no need for that mortgage insurance. And so all of this added up together makes the home more affordable for our VA members and easier to access.
Does New American Funding offer any down payment or closing cost assistance that these professionals can access?
Absolutely. There's multiple programs that will offer down payment assistance for VA if they want to make a down payment, right? Obviously, VA historically is 100% financing, but if for some reason they would like to make a down payment on a VA loan, there are down payment assistance programs available, both in-house and at the state level, both through our NAF Pathways and through Georgia Dream. There is a Georgia Dream, not the Peach Select, that gives you the lower interest rate, but there's a Georgia Dream that will also help you with down payment, and more than likely it's going to be used towards closing costs. If you can't negotiate to have your closing costs covered, there are ways that you can get assistance in covering the cost of the loan.
Can these assistance programs be combined with other loan products?
Absolutely, they can be combined. The Georgia Dream program, down payment assistance, and the Pathways down payment assistance programs can be stacked one on top of another to give the borrower even more access to homeownership. Yeah, so if I have the VA Peach Select loan, which is giving us the lower interest rate, that one cannot be stacked with the down payment assistance. But if you're getting the Georgia Dream PIN program, it can be stacked alongside of the NAF Pathways programs, which offers more assistance for the home buyer.
Are these programs limited to first-time home buyers, or can repeat buyers qualify?
It really depends, right? There's a lot of loan programs out there. Some of them are set aside just for the first-time home buyer, if you haven't owned a home in 3 years, technically you're considered a first-time home buyer. If you haven't had any ownership in any home for 3 years, you are a first-time home buyer. But some programs don't require first-time home buyership at all. And it really depends on which loan program you're looking at.
What are the general credit score, income, and documentation requirements?
All right, so they're going to look at your overall financial picture, your overall risk profile, right? So there's not an exact, especially for VA, there's not a minimum credit score, right? If you have a lot of compensating factors as far as assets for reserves and solid payment history on your rent and minimal debt, right? There's other things that can be put in place, but overall they look at your financial picture. A good starting point, I tell most clients, is try to get to a 620. If you get to a 620, it's going to make me a lot more flexible as a lender as to what I can offer you, which avenues we can start looking at. And obviously the higher your credit score, the more loan programs you're going to qualify for, and the more opportunities you're going to have to receive assistance.
Are there income limits or purchase price limits buyers should be aware of?
Yes, and some of them go based off your household income, which means not just the people on the loan, but every income producer in the household. There's limits set for that. Some are based off the area median income of just the borrower who's on file, and they exclude any other income providers within the household. So it really depends on which loan program you're going for as to whether there'll be limits on the income that's allowed.
How do these programs affect monthly payments compared to conventional loans?
So many down payment assistance loans are what they call a silent second. It's a second mortgage placed on the home that you're not making payments on, right? And so it doesn't affect your monthly payment in that way. It does affect the equity that you have in the house, but it doesn't affect how much you're paying monthly. Obviously, on a conventional loan, depending on how much you're putting down on the home, there may or may not be mortgage insurance. A lot of these down payment assistance loans are government loans, which will have mortgage insurance on it, unless of course we're talking about VA, which does not. But from a payment standpoint, it's really going to depend on loan amount, how much is going into the home, how much equity you have in the home, and what loan program we go with.
Do these programs offer reduced fees, lower interest rates, or simply assistance towards upfront costs?
Absolutely. And again, it's really whatever your goals are in the purchase, where you need the help the most. If you have really good credit and say you're an E4 and you're looking to buy a home and keep the payments around what your BAH is, then I would definitely be looking at the Georgia Dream Peach Select loan to take advantage of that low interest rate, right? If you're more concerned with, the upfront cost of the loan and needing the funds to get into the home to help with closing costs or down payment, then looking at those would be the better option.
What are common misconceptions buyers have about these hero loan programs?
Is that it's free, right? Nothing in this world is free. It's made up somewhere, either as a second mortgage. Outside of grant programs, our NAF grant programs are great because that is, money, but even that comes with a higher interest rate than, the typical loan. So there's a lot of misinformation. Even if, as good as AI's gotten, if you go in and ask AI and prompt it incorrectly, it's going to give you an incorrect answer, right? And so sometimes expectations don't meet what reality is does with these loan programs. It's important to get with a loan officer that can go over the details, the intricacies of each of the loan programs, and really pick which one's best for you. I've had buyers come to me before, determined that they wanted to get a Georgia Dream program, but they were overlooking the fact that they were approved for a USDA loan that would meet their needs and at a lower monthly interest rate, right? And so it's good to get in front of a professional that knows the scope of all the loan programs available, the ins and outs of them, and get your information from that rather than, from Google searches online. So a good example of, knowing just enough to be dangerous about programs is the HUD Good Neighbor Next Door program. It is a great program that helps teachers and first responders get into homes, but you're limited to the inventory that HUD has available for that program. So whereas it's a great program, unless you're buying north of Macon, there's not a house available to you in the Good Neighbor Next Door program. In the 12 years I've been doing this and that program's been around, I've seen only a handful of homes ever south of Macon, Georgia, that are eligible for that Good Neighbor Next Door program. So again, it's getting with a lender that understands these intricacies and can pull it up online and show you which houses are and aren't available for that before determining, hey, that's the route I want to go.
Are you seeing strong interest in these programs locally?
These communities are the backbone of our community, right? We're talking about our heroes. We're talking about our first responders. And home ownership is a big part of everybody's dream. And so making it more accessible to our local heroes has been, on the forefront of lenders' minds ever since I've been in this industry.
Are there any upcoming changes or updates buyers should know about?
We're heading into a market where we're going to see, hopefully, interest rates continue to creep down, right? Which is going to create more buyers in the market, more demand for houses. And so if somebody's eligible to purchase now, I would urge them to go in and get out in the market and start looking now before the market gets flooded with buyers. As interest rates go down, there's going to be more and more first-time home buyers entering into the market. For the first time in forever, I think I saw the average first-time home buyer age is above 35 years old now. Those people, as they become eligible to purchase for the first time, we see the economy turn around and interest rates go down. As they flood the market, we're going to be in an inventory shortage where there's multiple offers on homes. Home prices are going to continue to rise. So if you're eligible now, I would highly urge, even in the winter market, to go in and start looking for houses now and beat the rush.
Can you dive into using your 401k for a down payment?
Earlier in the year, Trump was talking about how to, spur the housing market, right? How to get it going. And one of the things he pitched was allowing for withdrawals from your 401k without taking a penalty for down payment assistance. But you do have opportunities and most people have opportunities within their 401k to borrow against their 401k to make a down payment. And the way that works is you borrow money from your 401k, you pay yourself back over a period of time that you select at an interest rate you select. So you're not spending your retirement money, you're reallocating that investment from 401k into real estate, right? If you pull 50 grand from your 401k and put it down on a house, you have $50,000 in equity. And by the time you get done paying yourself back the money with interest, it's like the money never left your account to begin with. And so it's a tool that we use quite a bit to help buyers who have less liquid funds in their account. That way they don't have to empty the coffers to get into the home, to just reallocate, take money from their left pocket and put it in the right pocket, take money from the 401k and put it into the home, invest in your real estate and watch that investment grow as you repay your 401k investment.